So what I'd like for puppy to start understanding through these pack walks is starting to understand that it's okay to be able to wander, but whenever I do wander and I feel leash tension, it's a fantastic idea, yes. Idea for me whenever I feel leash tension to try to get rid of leash tension, right? Do not believe that it's okay to continue moving forward and get to the portion of going on a leash walk with me, because choking yourself is not status quo. Now, your little puppy down here without having a full logic loop will believe that status quo is to get to the end of the line and start choking myself if that is the consistent pattern that is met every single time that I go on a leash walk. You're following me?
Yeah.
Right? So, if I want to get rid of the at the end of the leash, I need to start doing my walks a little bit more thoughtful with how I'm walking around with my little one, right?
Yes.
Because what I'm looking for a little one to start understanding is the idea that you can wander around, because I'm not going to expect perfect leash etiquette out of your little one right now. But again, whenever you feel this, do what with it? Yes. Respond to it. Think about it. Don't just be belligerent with the feeling of your neck doing this. There's probably a reason you're feeling this right now. You can do something with it. So if you respond to it, typically that leash tension, yes, goes away how fast?
Faster.
Almost instantly, right? So then I can start being able to use that in conjunction with leash etiquette to get my puppy to start being aware that I really don't want to feel this, right? But feeling this, yes. Is it the end of the world?
It's actually the best part.
Is feeling the tension at the end of the line the edge of the world? Or end of the world? No, it's not a terrifying kind of thing for you to feel that. So whenever you feel a correction, should you ever go, right? There's no nervous tendency going, yes, going on inside your puppy's world whenever she feels this leash tension, so she starts to become more comfortable with leash tension. So she understands that whenever I feel leash tension, the best thing to do with it is go the opposite direction of leash tension. Typically that gets rid of the, all right, so I can start teaching my puppy that it's okay to do that. Now, distance-wise, everybody noticing how far I need to walk? Right. Theoretically, we set up this room. Yes, good puppy. We're almost perfect idea for how long we need to walk with our little one. So watch where I walk. So I'm going to go from this blue square to that green square. And by the green square, she's probably going to be doing what? Her own thing. So consistently, yes, good puppy. I can start getting my puppy to start doing this recall game with me, but it's also passively working a couple things in her world. Couple birds, one stone, right? So I'm starting to get my puppy to understand that you can use your brain on this walk, and how much effort does it take it out of me to do this effortless walk? As long as I got what? Patience. Yes. Good puppy. And I'm working with a knucklehead. I'm completely fine working with a knucklehead because this is passively working her brain, giving her stuff to do. I can do this inside, you can do this outside, no matter what leash that you have. Right? Let's take this line and let's replace it with a 30-foot long line. Right? So now she's allowed to go how far? Further away. But if she feels this, it's a good idea to do what?
Go back.
Yes, good puppy. Every single time. So you start having a more and more consistent responding puppy to the leash tension, and she also knows exactly what to do with leash tension. There is a route to get rid of this, and there's something to do with this feeling, right? But is it optimistically okay for me to be a knucklehead and explore? Heck yes. Be a knucklehead. Don't change what you're doing demeanor-wise, right? But behaviorally speaking, if you feel leash tension, you should probably do what with it? Get rid of it. The easiest route to getting rid of leash tension is to come back to who?
Yeah. Come back.
Almost every single time the leash tension goes away if I go back towards
Reduce it, right? Reduce it.
So I'm starting to just condition my puppy to get inside specific positions that reduce leash tension. So what I slowly start to create in my puppy's world is the ability to get rid of a leash. Alright, circumference, start teaching my puppy that, well, every single time I get about 5 to 10 feet away from my person, typically what happens?
I get pulled back.
Those little bumps start to pop into my world. Now, as that behavior happens over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, your baby starts to get conditioned to how far away.
I can't go 4 or 5 feet away from it.
How far away is it normally comfortable for me to walk away? 4 feet seems to be exactly as far as everybody likes for me to wander away. But as soon as I get past that point, what typically happens?
Yes. Little bumps.
I start to feel leash tension. Then I start to just become a really efficient worker inside that little circumference that my pack leaders gave me. Because y'all are comfortable as long as I'm
right.
4 or 5.
And that's about it, right? So naturally, as we do this for a couple months, your puppy starts to just circumference working you, right? If you turn one way, they've already understood that if the pack leader turns that way, it's a really good idea for me to do what?
go
Go the
lost.
same direction.
Do the same exact thing
She's
direction
already
that
kinda
pack
doing
leader
that,
is
too.
going. So if the pack leader goes this way, it's a good idea to do what?
Go
Go the
that
same
way.
direction.
If the pack leader goes this way,
Same
yes,
direction.
it's a great idea to do what? Every single time, right?
Yeah.
So now let's all pay attention to how much do I actually need to influence my little one now that I put her through the ringer. Right,
Right.
now again, I expect her to do what?
Turn.
Yes, this is what we do.
I've been doing U-turns.
Well, welcome to my recess, man. We haven't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
But with my baby down here, it's okay for her to do what? Wander.
To wander around.
Absolutely. But whenever I turn away this way, it's a good idea for you to do what?
Come back.
Exactly, because you know what to do with leash tension at this point. I know that cookie over there has been my kryptonite the whole time.
Those bumps are kind of like taps on the shoulder, right? It's like, hey, hey. You notice he's not popping the line, right? It's
Notice
more like
how much I
annoy,
bundle
annoy,
this
annoy.
line up? Okay. Right?
Really?
Yes. That's how rare that I'll bundle the line though, right? I allow the line to really flow. Notice it'll go between her legs as well. And all the way to the end of it, my correction starts to kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that treat.
Yes, good job. Uh-huh.
Like, what
Think
do you think
about
about
it.
that with
How much verbal influence am I doing right now?
Not a lot.
I'm letting who think it out.
Her.
The whole time, I'm just letting her come up with her own decisions and her own outcomes at this point. Yes, that's a good job. And then she starts to work you. Absolutely, she starts to find these little routes. Well, if I walk just a little bit ahead of you, typically you'll turn around, right? That can give me a cookie, right? You can start to think that, but then I'm gonna start working outside your little book. Oh yeah, it's all master manipulators at play right now. Unfortunately, I'm the best manipulator in the room.
She thinks she's working it.
Yes, good job. But this is considered pack walk.
Okay.
Right, a pack walk is getting your puppy accustomed to walking around the pack in a certain circumference around the pack. So that way eventually I can get rid of the line.
Okay.
There you go, baby.
And she'll just get used to that.
It's like Nemo in the hurry.
Oh, I know, she's gonna keep going towards it. Right?
Don't go
Yes.
outside the core.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good job. Right, so I can start having a puppy who will become more and more responsive as we move along. So we walk around together.
I like the practice
If
of
I choose
obedience
to
by
turn-
simple commands.
If I choose to turn, I can reinforce it, yes. Good job, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I'm using the mirror a lot for this.
Okay.
Right, as I'm walking around, turn around, because again, I'm not trying to pay too much attention to her, but I'm trying to also go to mark specifics. Right, let's turn. Yes, good job, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, what a good job. Because I'm marking her for doing what?
Turning around and coming back. Yeah.
You me, that's all I'm
Following
looking
you.
for. Good turn. And on that one, yes, good job, way to go. So even if we don't have the line in my hand, I can still do what?
Tell her to come with
So
you.
it comes.
Yes, good
Wow,
job, way to
good
go.
See, originally when we were stepping on the line, she would just lay down. Like she would stop and lay down. Like, cause she knew I gotta stop,
She's
do
thinking
nothing, right?
Before-
But
way too
now
much-
what
way
I,
too much
that's
sleep going on
exactly
at
where I wanna
bedroom,
hear her.
right?
If she feels that, she comes back.
There'll be a time for that too, right?
Absolutely.
She's so smart.
Let's go, sibling. Yes, good job, way to go, thank you, thank you, thank you. Turn around, do that line, step on it, she feels leash tension. Yes. So as we're walking around even in the house, you can do what with that line?
Step,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, you walk around outside, you can still do what with that line?
step.
Cause I turn, I wanna go this way. Yes. She hits the end of the line and is it okay?
Okay.
Alright, this gets rid of the idea of bundling. That line up, and it pretty much shows you I'm able to do everything I was just doing without even holding on to it, right? Yes. Little baby girl, way to go. But yes, this is how I work my puppies for simple recall and simple pack work, right? So it gets very accustomed to how to be able to work with me whenever I'm walking around. If I turn, it's a fantastic idea for you to do what? Turn. Every single time. If I turn that way, it's a great idea to do what? Go that way with him, right? If he goes that way, go what way? That way. The odds of me getting a piece of food because he turned a different direction are very high. I want baby girl to put priority and emphasis into check on me constantly because you never know when I'm gonna turn, do you? Alright, so second form of leash work with our puppy, those we can move into etiquette form with our little one. As far as etiquette is concerned, I would never do an etiquette walk with a puppy unless you take care of a few parameters. Few parameters are number one, make sure you got your exercise. A little bit of mental, a little bit of physical goes a long way before you expect to do any leash etiquette with your puppy. Make sure your little one's needs within that, going to the bathroom wise. Right, if she's gotta pee, she's gotta poo, she ain't gonna give you no effort. Just like people, if you gotta go to the bathroom, you're gonna work. No. So, we're gonna give her the same benefit of the doubt on that, right? So, as far as golden rules are concerned for walking around with my little one, golden rules for the person, shoulders back, head up. That etiquette stays true for a lot of this work with my puppy. If you guys have noticed how little I look at your little one versus how much most people will look at their little one as we walk around, right? The major concern for walking around with my little one, right hand, useless, left hand, pretty much doing every single thing in this walk. This is my manipulating hand, this is my micromanaging hand, this is how I guarantee the puppies look like they know exactly what they're doing, even though I'm doing a lot of the work for them. Right, I'm doing a lot of micromanaging on this little one to kind of guarantee specific positions and specific behaviors are gonna happen, so I can have a puppy who looks like she's walking in etiquette, okay? So, the other golden rules as far as it comes down to walking with my puppy, grade zones. Right, grade zone number one, how much stuff do I have going on inside the room currently?
Quite a bit.
Currently?
Well, I mean, around the room.
Nothing.
Nothing,
I
but
got nothing in my walkway,
Nothing
nothing
moving,
moving through
nothing
puppy, right? I got no random
no
stimulus going on, I got no sounds, no TVs, no
Okay.
radios, no outside, nothing is interacting with what I got going on in here. So I leveled the work zone that I'm in down to about as close to kindergarten as I could possibly do.
Okay.
Alright, so as far as walking around with my little one, whenever it comes down to doing leash etiquette at home, inside the house is much more preferred than outside the house for etiquette.
Gotcha.
Etiquette
Too
wise.
many distractions.
That's a freaking hit, you got way too many unstable distractions, random spontaneous things that I cannot control whatsoever. When
Right.
inside this room, I control everything,
Okay.
right?
She loves
So I can
ears.
guarantee the puppy can be able to start doing a little bit more priority of what she's supposed to be doing. So, as far as it comes down to corrections for my little ones.
Yeah, she's gotta go potty.
You guys wanna take
no,
this
she
up?
has an itch. I know, she had an itch.
I think she was about to squat right there.
Huh, was she?
I think so. Well,
I didn't give her much water this morning.